Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event. Fight fans worldwide, you've tuned into the #1 undisputed boxing podcast today. This is the Boxing Breakdown. Now, your heavy-handed, hard-hitting host, Mark Roxey.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to another edition of the Boxing Breakdown, and I am here with the one and only Harold Hunt, professional boxing judge. What's going on, Harold?
What's going on, man? Here we go.
Yeah, we're here, man. We're here. I'm trying right now. I was just text messaging Mr. Teofimo Lopez Sr., and he was on his phone. He was on the broadcast, and he got kicked off. So here we are, trying to get him back on. And hopefully he'll be joining. Where you at, Teofimo Sr.? So, are you excited? Are you excited to have Teofimo Lopez Sr. on the broadcast?
Oh yes, I mean his the way he delivers, with how he trained his son and what he went through and his predictions and just his whole aura is really fascinating. It's really got a lot of enthusiasm and self-assuredness in it.
Yeah,
always cool to see.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to be talking about the upcoming battle between George Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez, undisputed world champion in Teofimo Lopez. And that's going to be taking place unless there is an announcement that's made here on the broadcast on June 5th. I believe, under the banner of Thriller, who back several months ago, they went to purse bid. The mandatory fight went to purse bid, and Thriller came in and bid something like $6.2 million for the fight.
Just jumped all in the middle of just with the money, just like, here it is. We're a player now.
Yeah, man, and shocked the world. Not only shocked the world, but shocked Top Rank, and I think Eddie Hearn and DAZN, and shocked them all. And here we go. We got Mr. Teofimo Lopez Sr. Let's bring him right on right now.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Everything good?
Yeah, man, it's good to see you, brother. What's going on with you?
Not much, man. Just training, getting ready for the biggest show in the flicking planet. We got all these artists. Like, it's just like a miracle, man. It's just like it's something that has never been done, and I'm just happy that they chose my son to do it out of all the young fighters. And bro, it's exciting to be with Triller, bro.
Yo, I cannot believe when I heard that news. The last time we had you on the Boxing Breakdown, we were, you predicted what was going to happen in the Lomachenko fight. And in fact, exactly what you predicted is exactly what happened. And I remember watching the fight and saying, holy crap, I cannot believe that his prediction is came exactly through the way that you predicted it. So congratulations on that win. And, when I heard the fight with George Kambosos went to purse bid, and I heard that Thriller came in and bid $6.2 million for that fight, I was like, my mouth was hanging open. How did that make you feel?
Listen, there's some stupid people in this fucking organization, and there's some freaking smart people in the business. You know what I'm saying? And For a top rank to try to give us $1.2 million for to fight Gambosis was like fucking ridiculous. I mean, the only reason why I told my son to take the fight with Lomachenko was because I knew once we beat him, we could control the whole freaking boxing industry, you know? And
Yeah.
that's exactly what we're doing right now. You know, people that know about the game and know about the status and they know about the networking, they understand that my son is the top dog right now. You know, we're doing shit that not even Floyd Mayweather was doing back when he was like with 15, 16 fights. For my son to be undisputed world champion in the 135 weight division, which nobody had ever done, not even Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Floyd Mayweather, none of those guys had become undisputed in the 135 weight division. And I don't give a damn what anybody says about Devin Haney or whatever it is. Even Mauricio Suleiman, the president of the WBC said that my son has the highest belt in that weight division. You know, so it's just a blessing to know big things that we doing in the industry, and Triller knew about it, and that's why we're gonna have all these freaking artists come out that night and perform for my son.
Have they decided which artists are actually coming?
Well, I'll give you a hint. We got J-Lo already. That's big right there, you know.
Yeah.
We got like maybe another 25 artists that are gonna come and show up for my son. And it's huge, bro. It's huge. The last show that J-Lo did was, you know, in the Super Bowl and with Shakira, and everybody was talking about that. So,
Yeah.
you know, we're not walking in with Justin Bieber and Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have all of them partying and screaming and singing for my son because he's the main event. This show is all about my son.
Yeah.
You heard?
Yeah,
Because he's the new king of boxing, and they know about that. You know, Canelo came out with J Balvin. We already have J Balvin. We have Maluma. We have Anuel. We have Karol G. You know, imagine Anuel and Karol G being in the same fucking spot.
What?
You know, it's
Yes.
crazy. It's crazy.
No, it's next level. It's definitely next level. And, you know, speaking of that, Thriller seems to be doing something completely different that's never been done in boxing. They've got
Exactly.
they've got a business plan that seems to be spot on. You know, are you feeling the same way about their business plan, just how they run stuff?
Listen, we're taking over the sport of boxing. Why you think you got the greatest guy that has fucking done numbers with pay-per-view trying to sabotage our fight? You know?
Yeah.
So we already on top of we on top of this level of networking, and we play with the big boys now. You know, the big boys want to fucking ruin our show. That shows you how much scared they are from us. You know, we let him have his night. You know, we don't care.
Right.
We let him have his night. So now we fighting U19. You know,
it's a big fight. This guy George Camboza, man, I was watching the press conference at the last event that Thriller put on, and Teofimo Lopez Jr., your son, and George Camboza had that little face off, and it got a little heated there, man. What was he trying to do?
Listen, he's just scared, bro. You know, and when you have a guy that comes in with platform shoes on, like this thick, he's scared. Right there, he gives it away. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was ridiculous, bro. That guy came in with fucking high heels, bro. That shit was ridiculous. But he's selling the fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's putting in his head that he can beat my son. Is he gonna get knocked out the first round?
Right. Is that a prediction?
That's definitely a prediction. Because we come in with the game plan to knock this fool out like we did with Mason Menard.
Right. And
hey, Senior, this is Harold Hunt here. How you doing?
How you doing, sir? Everything good?
Good. Hey, last time I talked to you, you told me about a pyramid a plan that you had implemented with your son, and you wouldn't go into it because you wanted to go ahead and use it on. And we want to know, what was the pyramid? What did we see it? What is it?
The pyramid is like a force field around us, where we could touch you, but you can't touch us. You know, that's exactly what it is. The style, the way he boxes, the way he moves. You know, the reason why Canelo is doing what he's doing right now is because he's got a strong chin. You know, I don't see nobody beating Canelo right now. You understand? But to me, you know, and people are gonna hate me for this, and I don't give a damn. To me, he's a boring fighter. Does the same shit over and over again. You need excitement in this shit. Bro, listen to me. I love him and everything, bro. I think he's a great fighter, but I just don't, you know, it's just boring, man. Yeah, I think that he needs to do other things, you know. He's trying so hard to be like a Floyd Mayweather, but that will never happen.
You got Devin Haney, Ryan, Garcia, and Shakur. How does this thing end up?
Who cares about those guys? Triller didn't pick none of them because they know they're all fake, bro. Come on. You already know that. The person that's fighting real fighters is my son right now, and you know that. Come on.
His next fight is against George Camboza. And what's next?
Wish got a better resume than Devin Haney, you know? So all these fools telling me that we scared of Devin and we don't want to fight him, that we could give Camboza's step money so we could fight Devin Haney. Bro, Camboza is getting $2 million for this fight. You think he's gonna You think he's gonna want step up money? What? We're gonna give him $3 million to make $2 million with Devin Haney? Are you out of your mind? Right. Get out of here, man.
So as far as him going up in weight,
is there a chance that he goes up to 140?
Of course. Our next fight is with Josh Taylor or Jose Ramirez. That's what we want. We want greatness. We want greatness. We want to do something that nobody has ever done. You know?
Yeah.
And that's fighting Josh Taylor or Jose Ramirez. Bro, listen, back-to-back 4 belts, and then we get another 4 belts. It's never been done in the history of boxing. We're bringing a new game into town. And I'm telling you right now, Top Rank is never going to give us that Manny Pacquiao money. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not because they can't do it. It's because they don't like us. And they don't like my fucking mouth.
Right.
Bro, I got this fucking guy named Todd DeBuff, the president of fucking Top Rank. That motherfucker don't like me. And I don't fucking like him neither. You know?
Right.
And fuck him. You know why I say fuck him? You know why I say fuck him? Because when Lomachenko was going to fight him, he told everybody that my son was crazy if he thought he was going to fucking beat Lomachenko. Bro, you my promoter. You're supposed to promote me, motherfucker. That's why I pay you. That's why we pay you to promote us.
Right.
We don't pay you to fucking talk bad about us.
That's right.
Man, I'm sick and tired of this motherfucker, bro. For real, bro.
Yeah.
You know? And God forbid me, bro. If I see that motherfucker, bro, I'm telling you right now, the only reason why I don't fuck this motherfucker up is because I don't want to go to jail. I want to be around my son.
That's right.
But it's disgusting, bro. When you fucking beat a motherfucker that everybody thought that was undefeated, that was the Matrix, and then you don't go to my fucking, and then you don't go backstage, and you don't go to my fucking son's conference. Bro, that shit was like a fucking cemetery, bro. And these guys want us to be faithful to that, bro? Go fuck yourself. That's what I say. One is dead, bro. They don't want us alive. Something happens to me, you know who the fuck did it.
Right. No, nothing's going to happen to you.
Nothing's going to happen to you. That's for sure.
You're going to keep winning.
You're going to keep winning.
And get those
other 4 belts.
We worth too much money, bro. We worth too much money. That's why we still alive. Yeah. You know, because we worth too much money.
Right.
And people know where we're going. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm with a promotional company and you backstab me, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say, go fuck yourself.
Right.
Even Bob Arum came out. Bob Arum came out and said, "Oh, after we beat Lopez, we're gonna go back down to 130 and undispute that too." How you gonna say that, bro? When you promoting me? They could make him bigger than Manny Pacquiao, but they don't want to do it because they just have this hatred over us, bro.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure what that actually.
And they're gonna hate us because we winning. Get out of here, bro. But the good thing, the good shit is that people understand where we at, and they're gonna pay the money that we are worth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I thank Triller and I thank the Zone, because even the Zone wanted my son. You know what I'm saying? And I thank them because they're giving the value of what my son deserves. You know, 1.2 million, man, that's like cutting our fucking throat. That's like trying to kill us, bro. You know, when we have all the belts. It's just disgusting, bro. It's just, the game of boxing is disgusting. And people like this shouldn't be in the business. Because you know what? Bob, and it's not even Bob. It's not even Bob. Just Bob is getting the wrong information in his ears, bro.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
Because Bob is a good guy. I was shocked when Bob fucking went and did this shit. You know? Because that's the people that are in his fucking organization that talk shit to him in his ear. All we did was make ESPN grow. You know, the only person that was doing this shit was my son. Nobody else, man.
Right.
You know, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be 25,000 people right there in the Miami Marlins Arena, and we're going to fill that shit up to the top the first day. It's going to be sold out.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do about more than 2 million pay-per-view buys. We're going to kick everybody's ass. You know, and when that time and everything that I fucking say becomes true, because I don't lie. I know the shit. I know the game. And you can't fucking game me. I game you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I tell my son what he has to do. And when my son told me, yo, papi, they were trying to give me $1.2 million, I said, we ain't fighting no more. Fuck boxing. We ain't fighting no more.
Yeah.
And you know what? My son put his fucking finger down and he says, I don't want no fucking YouTubers in my fight. I want to be the main event, and that's the only way you're going to get me. And I don't want no YouTubers. My son is a real one. And he told Triller, I'm going to fight for you guys, but I don't want no YouTubers in the card. I don't want to see no YouTubers, bro. And he's the main event. And all these celebrities are going to fucking go and sing for my son, bro. Metallica, bro. You crazy? That shit is crazy. I mean, like, I couldn't believe it. I was like in shock when I heard that, bro. You know, and that's God's blessings. Wow. You know what? The real people deserve to get the real people. You know what I'm saying? We're real. Who's the realest out there right now? Who should we sign? Oh, wait a minute. Teofimo Lopez. Yeah, that's the kid that don't give a fuck and fights whoever the fuck it is.
Whoa.
All these cats over here scared of that fucking losing that fucking O.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck about losing, bro. We want to fight the best. And you know what? By doing that, we getting better. We getting better. You know what I'm saying? We're going to another level now. We're fighting the best. Well, you got to be a fucking idiot not to see that shit.
Yeah, the audio is breaking up a little tiny bit there.
But
and they need to give us what the fuck we deserve to get. And we wouldn't be fucking going with another fucking company.
Right.
That's a bad look for them, bro.
Yeah.
It's a really bad look for them. It makes them look cheap. It makes them look like they ain't the fucking top dogs in the business. Right. And I love Top Rank, bro. I love Bob. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when you trying to fuck my son, fuck you. Right. I'm going to fight for him. Yeah. You know, I hopefully, after this fight, we go into good terms with them and we start fucking making the money for them. I told Bob, we're going to pick up your company, bro. My son is the next Manny Pacquiao before I even sign with them, you know, and I'm doing it. And they don't see that, bro. You got to be crazy. I told Bob Arum, my son is the next Manny Pacquiao. And you know what? He looked at me like another motherfucking crazy father. I'm not crazy, bro. We're doing it. We're doing it. I'm not another crazy father. I'm the real motherfucker. He's like 90 fucking 100 years old. Bro, bring another fight into your legacy, the best one that ever fucking lived in this fucking world before you die. Then you can fucking die and say, I was with the best fighter that ever lived. But it's not gonna happen when you got fucking scumbags talking in his fucking ears, you know? And he believes it. Yeah. He's going the wrong route. All he gotta do is respect my son and give him everything that he wants. And you know what? Everybody's gonna eat. at the end of the day.
That's right.
And he could die in peace knowing that he fucking got the best fighter that ever lived. Because, yo, nobody was doing this shit with 16 fights. Where the fuck was Floyd Mayweather with 16 fights? Nobody even knew who the fuck he was.
That's true.
And that's why he's scared of us. Scared.
Touched on the fact that you want to go to 140 and grab another handful of belts.
That is the
journey. That's where you're going, right?
That's exactly where we're going.
Josh Taylor.
Listen, this is what I got to tell you, bro. Bob got to stop this shit. Bob already lost a big one. Floyd was the biggest, and he lost him.
Yeah.
Look how much money Floyd made. And he's about to lose my son, too. If he doesn't fucking just don't listen to these motherfuckers and just take care of my son, and we will take care of him.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We shouldn't be with Triller. We didn't have to go with Triller. But they making us do this shit, you know?
Right.
You know, my son is getting like 6 times the money that he want to give us, bro. So where the fuck you think I'm going to go?
Yeah. Of course. He's getting paid what he's worth.
Let's see what happens after this fight. Hopefully we go into amends with them and they fucking just understand who my son is. They look at my son like he's garbage. Like a fucking Latino garbage motherfucker.
Right.
Bro, if you love fucking Roberto Duran so much, why can't you love my son?
Yeah.
And my son is nothing like Roberto Duran, because Roberto Duran was all fucking just throwing punches crazy as fuck. My son is a thinker. My son could fight. My son knows what he's doing in there. You know, he's playing checkers when people are playing chess. You know, and I'm telling you right now, and I predict it right now, and I don't give a fuck whoever fucking says anything. My son is the best fighter that ever lived. And we're going to show the world, because we're going to beat all the champions. And we're going to keep up the fucking belts. We're going to have so many belts, I'm going to need a fucking entourage to carry all them shits. You know?
Listen, I don't want to take any more of your time. I just want to thank you for being on the program.
Listen, I got no hate to nobody. We got 4 belts we got to defend, bro. We got mandatories. Ain't nobody stopping us.
It's amazing, man.
Getting a lot of good insight.
Yo, you heard it right here on the Boxing Breakdown.
This is all I got to say, bro. I learned one thing in this life. You beat whoever the fuck is in front of you. That's it. And everything's going to come to you, bro. You beat whoever's in front of you, and everything's going to come to you. That's the way we do it. And we ain't scared of nobody. I'll fight fucking Canelo tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but that will come in the future. You know, I don't think anybody could beat Canelo right now. I didn't talk bad about him. Just he's boring. To me, he's boring.
Right.
And he needs to do something about that. You know, because you can't have a fight and keep on doing the same shit over and over again and you don't adapt to your fighter. The best thing that Floyd ever done in this planet was adapt to every fighter he fought. That's why he's the king. He was the king. Because my son is coming up now. You know what I'm saying? But you have to adapt to every fighter.
Yeah.
You understand? Bro, I'm trainer of the year for a reason. I stopped that Matrix shit. And you know how I got that? Because I showed everybody how to fucking break the Matrix, bro. Which nobody knew how to do it.
Yeah.
This guy was making people quit. He was making people quit. And when we beat him, he wasn't all that. Because we make it look easy. Doesn't mean it's easy. You know?
Right.
No.
You know? I guarantee you, nobody in the 135 weight division could beat Lomachenko right now. Or the 130. Right. And you're going to see that when he beats Nakatani. You're going to see it.
Wow.
Yeah,
those angles that he does, you got to be an expert to fucking stop that shit. And we did it with my son.
Yeah.
We worked on that shit with my son.
Very impressive performance, bro. Very impressive performance.
Anyway, I love you guys. You know, they're telling me to shut it down because I've been screaming. But no, it's okay. You know,
Teofimo,
I love you, man. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Listen, you're never going to get a realist motherfucker like me in your lifetime, bro. I'm real. I talk only the truth.
I love your authenticity, bro.
And I hope that God gives me a lot of health, bro, to show the world that my son is the best fucking fighter that ever lived in this fucking planet. And we're going to make it happen, bro. I got no doubts about that. No doubts. Look at the way he fights. Look at the way he looks at the fighters. He's a lion in there, bro. He ain't scared of nobody, you know. Yeah. And he figures you out within 2 rounds.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
For sure, man.
I
cannot wait to see the fight.
The show is gonna be something that nobody's ever seen in the fucking planet, bro.
I believe it,
bro. We're gonna have 30 plus fucking celebrities in there. Everybody singing for my son. Anuel, J Balvin, Maluma, Mick Mills, you know, Lil Wayne, Tekashi 6ix9ine. We're gonna have everybody, baby.
Amazing.
You know, it's gonna be the biggest show in town, and everybody's gonna see it. And God blessed me and blessed my son because we are real. That's why we have this spot. You know what I'm saying? And I used to always tell my son, if you keep yourself being real, nobody could stop us. You know.
That's right.
Anyway, I salute to the Boxing Breakdown. Thank you guys for interviewing me, bro. And it's all about love, man. Yeah. You know, the way I talk is all about love, bro. I got love for everybody. I got love for Top Rank. I got love for Triller. I got love for everybody that supports my son. You know, but when you don't, then I'm an animal. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to fight for him. That's my son. And every father in the world knows how it feels to fight for your son. You know? Man, we're doing it the right way, bro. We clean. We're not dirty. We fight clean. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, my son is a clean fighter, bro. And we don't take no steroids, no drugs, no nothing. You know? And that's how we're going to make it. And that's how we're being successful. Because we don't need that shit. You know, we are clean fighters. And you know what? I bring that shit into existence. Because my faith to God is fucking unbelievable, bro. Like right now, I just gave you all my heart, my whole soul right now.
Yeah.
Because that's the way I do it.
Amen.
You know, I'm a real one.
Amen.
You know, and it doesn't matter what the fuck they do to me, bro. But my son is gonna be victorious no matter what. Every time, every day. And when they try to fuck us, that makes us stronger. We love it. We've been through it. We've been through it, bro. When they robbed us in the Olympics, when they robbed us in the Olympic trials, when we won the Olympic trials in the United States, we beat everybody. And they keep on robbing us. You know, that's why my son is who he is now, because he ain't going to take no chances no more. We ain't leaving it to the judges. No more. It's over. It's over. You know, my son probably lost like maybe 4 rounds in his whole fucking 16 fights.
Well, that's what's up.
Every fight that we didn't knock out, we won unanimous.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people out there that can't say that. And you know who I'm talking about.
I know you're talking.
Every fight that we didn't knock out, we won unanimous, bro. And it's gonna be like that all the time because we know the system and we know the point system. We know how to fucking win. You know what I'm saying? That's why God gave him 170 fights in the amateurs. You know, that's why God didn't give him nothing, so he could fucking earn it.
Right.
You know, listen, God is beautiful, bro. I love you guys. Take care.
Okay. Love you too.
Anytime you guys want to talk to me, but I'm right here, bro.
Okay.
The takeover is in effect and is real.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Don't miss it.
Hey, that's it.
Later, guys.
Can't wait.
Okay.
Peace.
Can't wait. Peace, love.
Peace. Good night.
Yeah. Whoa, man. Whoa. What a powerful evening it has been on the Boxing Breakdown with none other than the very outspoken and always authentic Teofimo Lopez Sr.
Yes, very real.
They are headed for superstardom, and
Yes,
you heard it right here. They are looking to do something that no one has ever done before, which is to unify not just one division, but unify 2 divisions, both the 135 and the 140-pound weight class. And I think that that's just a beautiful aspiration. And I certainly hope that Top Rank and the folks over at Top Rank can really, get back into good standings, and the relationship is mended because you could hear in Teofimo Lopez Sr.'s voice how, hurt he was by the distancing of, Top Rank and Teofimo Jr. So, I really
he didn't want to go back to Triller, but the money's had spoken, and you got to go where the money is. But he's leaving the door open for Aram to take him back in and pay him what he needs to be paid. So I'm glad for that opportunity.
That's what it's all about. And boy, man, for, just what a blessing, Teofimo Lopez Sr. coming on the Boxing Breakdown and really giving us his heart and talking candidly about, the business of boxing and what really is going on. I don't think you're going to get a better piece of news than that right there. And Harold, with that, man, I just want to thank you so much for joining on the program and listening in to the amazing interview with Teofimo Lopez Sr. And with that, I'll see you on the next episode of the Boxing Breakdown. This is your host, Mark Roxey, and on behalf of myself and Harold Hunt, we are out.
We're out.
Fight fans, join host Mark Roxey and special guests as they break down all aspects of the boxing world, including news, business, management, training, promotions, fan reactions, upcoming events, matchups, future boxing stars, title fights, state of the boxing world, and all the stuff you don't see when you watch boxing. This podcast is released each week on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live streamed on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook Live. It's the Boxing Breakdown, hosted by Mark Roxey.